Hello everybody, welcome back to G-Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Beautiful day today, no skyriders anywhere. Look at this, no skyriders, no wind, nothing's moving. It's quiet, it's calm, it's warm. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning. Oh well. So anyway, today I did a few things, but nothing really important that I need to video. And the reason I do that is because it's not so that I can just post interesting videos for people to see. The whole idea behind my channel from the beginning was to do a documentary of my life off grid. And I saw a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but one of my friends a long time ago who lived in the same town of Tustin that I lived in, but also had purchased property in Nevada where he was going to do an off-grid thing, and then decided that it was a little bit too remote for him and his wife, so they decided not to, and they sold the place. And that was like a 275 acre unit. That was a beautiful place. It was in the mountains. It was pretty remote, but there were still idiots that came up there from other towns with dirt bikes and stuff like that and said, "Oh look, there's a cabin up there, let's go check it out." Don't do that, please. You know, please don't do that. If we want company, we'll put a sign up at the end of our driveway says, "Welcome everybody, stop in for a hello. I'll give you a cold beer." We're not living out here in a remote area because we want thousands of people showing up at our doorstep, okay? Whoa, that's what you get for looking into the sun. So anyway, I want to show you the beautiful view here today with a clear day. That is not clouds, that's smoke. And again, I turn towards the sun. Excuse me. That's smoke from what they call the, what do they call it? Let's see. The bridge fire. And that's quite a ways away. Oh man, that sun is getting me, but it is nice and warm out here. As you can see by my shadows, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And I'm about, let's see, I'm about 28 feet tall. You guys like that, huh? So anyway, talking about things that I need to do is, one is, I had dogs that dug out the area on the other side of that platform, and that's my gray water pit. And for the gray water pit, I put that down here close to the garden because it actually soaks into the ground, and that's why the trees and the bushes around here are so nice and green. And then as you look out there in the desert, they're a little browner. So they're all growing nicely, and they're getting up taller. None of these bushes were as tall as me when I moved out here, and now I've got a bunch of them that are as tall as me. So they like the water underground, and it's doing a good job for them. And yes, I did make sure I don't put any gray water, any black water or even brown water down my gray water system. It's for basically showers and the flushing of my toilet, which never has solids go down it, never has paper go down it. It's just for peeing indoors at night when it's cold outside. When it's warm outside, I go outside and pee. I don't need to pee indoors. You know, I don't have to aim at the little porcelain bowl. I could aim anywhere. I could probably shoot that mountain up there on the horizon. I know. But you did need a little laugh in here, right? My buddy over there, DOG, he's such a good dog. That is one of the best dogs that I've had in a long time. And I tell you, I didn't think any could surpass my old dog, Sugar. He's got a little health problem going on right now, but I'm taking care of that. We'll see what I can do with it. So here we are at the Garden of Eating. And I came in here today and checked the soil in the garden, and it was really super dry. It was what they call water repellent. I mean, you could spray water directly at it, and all it would do is kick up dry soil and throw it on the top, and then it was just kicking up dry soil. So everything over the surface was totally super dry. So I had to give it a good soaking, and that's what I did. Gave it a good soaking. So it's really wet. So tomorrow, I'm going to be bringing my van down here and parking it just right outside the door there, because I've got AC electric in the van. So I can plug that in there, plug an extension cord in there, bring it in here, and I'm going to take my rototiller and till this soil up. That's why I threw my eggshells from breakfast and all that stuff out there. And I planted my garlic and onions over in that little section over there for the winter. I didn't really want to plant them there. I wanted to plant them in that next section. But I'm going to plant new seedlings over there. And in this section right here, my potato box, I still have that one potato plant doing its debut there. And I'm going to churn this up a little bit and add a few more sprouted potatoes that I have indoors. I can't believe my sinuses just went nuts on me. Wow. Sorry, people. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to get a few more potatoes planted in here. And then I've got to come out and prune off all of this dry, dead stuff off of my asparagus. And I'll throw that. Actually, I threw it down here, but I've got a bunch of it down here in leaves. I'll be raking all that up and throwing it up here in the garden. And I'll be tilling that in with the soil. And that's really good stuff for the soil. Now, a lot of the leaves, the big leaf patches here, I'll rake those up and I'll toss those at the base of my fruit trees. And that'll act as a mulch until summer. And you remember this graft I did back in the spring? That's Ambrosia Apple 2024. That was back in the springtime. And that was a bark graft that I did. It really took off. Look at this thing. It's all the way up to the roof already. It's got this big piece hanging down here. That one really took off. All this stuff down here is all Bartlett pear. And it's decided to start doing its own growth directions. I'm not have to correct that. The winds have helped along. But I'll correct that. And that over there is Bartlett pear that I grafted onto this tree. That was a non-productive tree. This one was another Ambrosia apple. And then this one, it faded from the sun. But I think that was Granny Smith, because I did Granny Smith up here on the top, which got broken off in the winds. But I'll cut that down shorter in the springtime and regraft some more Granny Smiths into that. But yeah, this one broke off in the wind right here and healed itself. And as you can see, it's hanging down there. And that's good for apple trees to have hanging branches. They actually it'll send information to the tree to start producing fruit because it's hanging down. You see, this one's way down there. So you don't prune your apple trees until springtime. Don't let anybody tell you to prune them in the winter. That's ridiculous. That peach tree right there which was supposed to be a peach tree, but doesn't look like it is. It looks more like it might be a plum tree. That's one of the problems you get when you buy that stuff at retail stores is somebody will, they'll have a bunch of laborers that are planting these trees and the labels fail. And they say, well, what was this? Oh, well, it's in the area with the plums, just mark it plum. And you end up buying a peach tree and you end up with a plum tree. All right, so yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rototill this area, and then I'll transplant my onions and garlic right down into this little section right here. So they're all the way down here. Yeah, they like to get the little bit of the frost bite from the winter, and then in the springtime that helps them come back better. My asparagus on this side is starting to sprout a bunch of new stuff, but that's because we got this weird weather. It's acting like winter went past and now it's spring. You can see all the sprouts coming off, the suckers coming off of that tree over there. I gotta go pluck all of those off of there, and I'll just toss them on the ground, let them dry out, and then the leaves become mulch to go at the bottom of the tree. Oh man, my sinuses are really going weird. Anyway, the citrus trees in the greenhouse section are doing well. Everything's looking good. Everything's coming up roses, and I didn't even plant roses. And it's just another day. It's just another day. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so anyway, nice day. Nice time. Great dogs. And my little puppies here. They're getting into the playing field here. And one of my viewers said they look like footballs with feet. Yeah, they are a little on the chubby side. Mom won't let them nurse anymore. Look at this guy. Look at how big and chubby he is. There's one. That one little brown one right there, that's the smallest one. That's the female. And these others are, the other three are males. And pretty soon they'll be eligible for adoption. Anybody interested? Drop me a message down below. We'll see if we can't get together and get those out to you. This is G Bear, thanking you all for joining me and signing off.